the bubbles are getting a little bit brown. Yeah. So a couple minutes and it'll be ready.
Well, I grew up watching my dad cook every night, just about. And then when I was a sophomore in high school, I took a foods and nutrition class. And basically we were graded on cooking. So we would cook recipes. We learned all the appropriate techniques, like you're supposed to, don't lean on the counter and wash your hands. And it was just a lot of fun. And so after I took that class, I started cooking more at home with my dad, watching my dad, asking questions. And then when I was in college, that first year, you're on a meal plan, so you can't really cook. You're in the cafeteria, and after a year of that, you're pretty sick of it. And so we had a kitchen in our apartment, and I would start cooking in there every now and then, and it just became practice. It was just fun.
Well, tell me about your philosophy. What kind of, rules do you live by when you get into the kitchen?
It needs to be something that I enjoy doing. I'm not afraid to try new stuff, but it also should be something I can tweak. So if it's not fun and you have to do it a certain way every time, or it's not going to turn out, I don't tend to make it. So it's got to be kind of simple, but it also needs to be something that you enjoy doing.
Well, tell me about, you said you're not afraid to try new things. Tell me about how you find new recipes and new ideas.
Well, I have some cookbooks that I use, and then we get a magazine because we're on Energy United, we're not on Duke Power, so they have this little magazine that comes out and they put recipes in there, and I'll pull those. I've tried some of the ones that were in the paper, just wherever I can get them from.
What do you look for when you're looking for recipes? I mean, do you look for specific ingredients, or what are you looking for?
When I read it, if it sounds kind of gross to me, I don't wind up trying it. But if it's got really exotic type stuff that's not easy to find, I don't tend to make it as often, just because it's not easy to find that stuff. So I try to pick stuff that, readily available ingredients, things that I think that the kids would eat.
But earlier we were talking about your dad and him cooking. Tell me about what it was like having him cook the majority of the time when you were growing up, and just why he cooked so much.
I guess for me, I always saw him in the cooking, so there was nothing weird about it. But his mom, my grandma, was an excellent cook, so it just kind of made sense that if she's a really good cook, that it's nice that he's cooking and he's a really good cook too. And then my mom would bake. She did more of the baking. I remember her making apple pies and things like that, more so than actual cooking. So I don't know, it was fun watching him cook. It was fun to get to cook with him. One of those daddy-daughter type things, because I'm not big in, chainsaws and stuff. like a guy would be. And so it's nice to have something that we can do together.
Well, I know Henry was helping you cook today.
Yes.
Tell me about having him in the kitchen and why you like to have him kind of participate while you're cooking.
Well, he wants to help, so to not have him help, it then becomes I'm having to keep him out instead of cooking. And so it's just easier to let him cook. And then at the same time, it's great for him because he's learning how to cook things and he's learning how to use these recipes. And so that when he gets older, he can cook for himself. And we get time together too, and that's fun.